Avalon here. Um, on my channel, I've had a lot of people searching for home birth, birth at home, sex, and those types of things. And you may be wondering why I keep using calendars. Well, one of the things that makes a home birth very different from the very start from a hospital birth is that women and men that have their babies at home, it's a whole new type of way to think. For instance, you will want to know your body, and I want you to know your body, and your body will tell you what to do. It's really amazing. And so part of this and what I'm teaching you is helping you to perhaps learn a little bit more about listening to your body and how it works, because what we're going to go over real quick here is natural birth control. Okay, so this particular calendar is 2020, so I do suggest getting a 2021 calendar about this size. I would get one that you like that's got lots of pretty stuff on it, because believe it or not, that does help you conceive. Now, the thing that most we have problems with in the United States anyway is that most women see their doctor once for 10 minutes every month while they're pregnant. But what midwives do and home births do is we spend more time with you discussing things like family, you know, what you're eating, basic health, and, everything really. Because having a baby is a very, 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 probably one of the biggest things you'll ever do in your life. So what we're going to do here is just at least learn about how your body cycles, okay? Now, most women will cycle for anywhere from 24 days to 32 days a month between periods. And so we're going to just for fun's sake here state that you had your period, let's just say you had it on the 31st, right down here, okay? Okay, so you had second period there. But why did I do that period? I want to do that period. Why? Well, because apparently 31 days ago or so, if it was 31 days ago, you had your last period on the 1st, all right? So you have a 31-day cycle on this particular month. It can be different for 3 months. That's why we do them for 3 months. Okay, the big deal is that I looked it up, and they're kind of telling you something that's not true when it comes to when you ovulate. Okay, it's not 14 days before your next period. It's 14 days before your next period, but if you don't know when your next period is, you can very easily not figure out when you're ovulating. So you kind of have to do an afterthought. So for instance, if your last period was on the 31st, right down here, right? You're going to look at that, and you're going to go back, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This means that you had an ovulation, an egg come out for 24 hours. So this was your most fertile time between 16th, 17th, and 18th. And that would be the time when you could get pregnant. And if you want to know about sexes and that kind of thing, watch my first video on how to conceive a boy or a girl. So you would definitely not want to make love around that time if for some odd reason you were not using any form of birth control, but you were using, say, natural birth control, all right? As a matter of fact, most folks, and you'd find this out in the next month and the next month, because it can change a lot, all right? So what I'm getting at here is that you have your period usually for 5 to 7 days. Some are shorter, but you'd know that by counting. So let's just say you're just one of those people that has a 5-day period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, all the way to the 5th, you're pretty safe. You won't be pregnant. But all these other days here are days that are questionable, because remember in the last video I told you that male sperms live longer and are just waiting for this to happen. Okay, so then the moral of the story is that if you can, I mean, by all means, a barrier method like, a condom, which seems to be, better than pulling out, and foam would protect you. And if you're in a good relationship, you could have an agreement with your husband to where during this time after your period until you ovulated that you would probably not have intercourse, but other forms of sex by all means, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to actually have, so around here, the 21st, you'll be looking at your cervical mucus. Now, what happens with your cervical mucus is that on these days, you've got, a blood flow. On 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, you're going to have a real sticky, tacky, like cervical mucus, all right? But around the time where we get around where this egg's going to come out, it starts to get very slippery and very thin so that the sperm can just swim up willy-nilly. Whether they're old or they're new, they're going to want to be there, all right? And so why is the 21st an important date? Well, after you ovulate, what's going to happen is the mucus is going to go back to being very tacky and very sticky. And that's what you're waiting for. And once you've got that back again, you can pretty much be pretty clear that you can have intercourse from the 21st until your next period. In this particular case, it's the 31st. Now, what I'd like to do is go over this a little longer, but because it's kind of funny in and of itself, and it's 5 minutes and 46 seconds already, I want you to kind of look at this video and see if you understand it and ask me any questions, and then I'll go on and I'll show you some other things. Because if you're having a home birth, like I said, knowing your cycles is paramount, knowing your body is paramount. I mean, all of this goes along with having a nice home birth. So believe it or not, even getting pregnant, even getting to know your cycles, getting to know your body is all a part of having a birth at home. It's very different. Take care. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.